Kia ora, everybody. It is Sunday, the 11th of September at 8 a.m. New Zealand time, and this is the New Zealand Travel Show.
And hi everyone, I'm Laura, and this is Robin, and we're the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide, because it literally has thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan the perfect trip to New Zealand. Because yes, the borders are fully reopened. How long am I going to keep on saying that? But yes, the borders are fully reopened, so now is the perfect time to start planning an idyllic getaway to New Zealand, checking out all those awesome landscapes and wilderness. So yeah, NZPocketGuide.com is free to use, so it's the perfect place to start planning. But if you're not really into reading, this is what the NZ Travel Show is all about, where you guys can come onto the live chat and ask your New Zealand travel questions directly to the experts. But if you do miss the live show, you could always put your questions in the comment section of any of our YouTube videos. Robin will be super stoked to answer them for you.
I do pretty much all that. All right, guys. So we're starting this morning with Anthony Comstock, which is one of our awesome Patreon, and he says he's classic Morena from Rodeo, California. He also adds that he will be coming to New Zealand next month, which is extra exciting. Sadly, it's due to somebody passing away. So please pass all our condolences to your friend Terry. I'm pretty sure he's heard of us since you always listen to us out loud in the car and everything.
Yeah.
So Terry, please accept all our deepest condolences for this passing away. And hopefully the funeral procedure is going to go well. We also have Adil Mullah that says, Kia ora, Robin and Laura and all the viewers. I really like the fact that you are always, saying hi to all the viewers. And Nathan Baith as well say Kia ora to everyone, which is always really nice. So yeah, thank you very much for, greeting everybody. All right, so quickly I'm going to start with the question of the day, and then we'll go through your guys' question. Question of the day. Ooh, question of the day. What's the question of the day? I have to stop singing, Laura, don't I? No, definitely not. All right, guys. So the question of the day today is: what animal are you the most excited to see in New Zealand? Kiwi birds, seals, penguins, or whales? Vote in the live chat right now, and within an hour, we will give you, the correct answer, i.e., the people's choice. That's it. The people are always right. Okay, so Adil want to ask, I would like to know whether the following tours are still operating post-COVID. Nomad safaris.
Yes.
Abel Tasman Eco Tour.
Yes.
Big Sky stargazing tours.
They've changed their name to
Earth and Sky? No.
No, I think maybe they are called that now. I'll double check that one for you.
But they have changed their name, but
yeah.
they are still operating for sure.
Skipper's Canyon Jet Boat Tour, yes, that's still operating in Queenstown.
Corrie Forest Tour by Coromandel Adventures.
Coromandel Adventures is still going, so yep, they still do that tour.
Cathedral Cove Kayak Tours.
Yep.
And
still
Zealand
going.
Tea Estate.
Yes, that is still around. The only tea estate in New Zealand.
Here you go. So Laura is going to figure out the new name.
The stargazing tour.
So Laura is going to find a new name for this company. Maybe that's the new name of them. We just know they rebranded throughout. They were called Earth and Sky earlier on, so I can't remember the name.
I think that's the name of the Mount Cook one.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway, I'll just do that check for you right now.
Yeah. We also have Nick popping in and says, please vote Timmy as the best penguin. He got hit on the head by a boat and he's not very shy.
No.
So, yes, the National Aquarium of New Zealand actually does a little contest or vote every year. And you can vote for New Zealand's favorite penguin, basically, best penguin of the year. And this year they have one called Timmy. So, yeah, vote Timmy for... Thank you, Nick.
Timmy the penguin.
I like how Nick he comes once a year and he just comes to actually do some canvassing for his penguin. So yeah. Here you go. Nick, feel free to share the link in the live chat, and I'll accept it because it's probably going to be blocked. All right. So what's Christina saying?
Christina is saying, Kia ora everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day so far.
Laura, did you find the name of that tour?
Yeah, so it's still called the Big Sky Stargazing. So that's the one in Mount Cook, run by the Hermitage Hotel. So yeah, that's still going. It is seasonal, however, so I guess, yeah, it's just depend, and also very weather dependent as well. Obviously, you need the clear skies for the going outside to use their telescopes for all that going ahead. That's really weather dependent. So yeah, it's still going. However, it depends on the conditions on the time you arrive.
Anthony says, me, I would like to see all of the choices above, but if I had to pick one, it would be the kiwi bird. Okay, so we have a vote for the kiwi bird over there from Anthony. Nick is very enthusiastic about Timmy, voting for Timmy. Rick is saying, hi guys, I love the content. I've been following you for quite some time. That's pretty awesome, mate. So when is your trip to New Zealand? And if you do have any questions, go nuts. We're kind of here to answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. We've published like over 100 videos literally within the last month. I have 4 more to complete this complete guide of New Zealand in videos. So yeah, there's 4 more videos to come out and to integrate on the site and everything. And then I am done and I'm announcing my retirement from doing 100 videos in a month. This was nonsense. But yeah, so I have 4 more to do and then I can just take a deep breath and I'm really looking forward to that.
Stick to some live sessions for a while.
Oof, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. What is Helen having to say?
Helen, one of our regulars, are here saying, hi, Robin and Laura from England. Hello, Helen. Nice to have you here once again.
Yeah.
And you must be pretty close to your trip by now. I remember you saying that you were like mere weeks away from coming to New Zealand.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Helen, are you?
You must be days away by now, surely.
She's watching us from the airport. She's like,
yeah,
oh,
maybe.
I think I'm boarding right now. I don't know. Yeah. I need to take off the headphones. Pro tip, by the way, don't wear headphones in the airport. There is. Oh, she said I'll fly on Friday. Oh, so that's your last live session right here, Helen. Oh my God! If you have some last minute question, that's now or never.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't have another backup right here. No more chances to ask us question. It's over. Speaking of more chances to ask us question, Christina, I know you're here watching. Today in the Patreon live show, we're gonna finish all the all the food from supermarkets and everything. So that series we've been doing. So yeah, you'll be able to see that one live. So that's pretty good. And literally, I stopped like halfway through the gluten-free stuff you were asking me. So we'll start back right in the heat. Okay, what is Nathan saying?
Nathan says, I'm planning on doing a small South Island trip early next year, starting at Christchurch to Queenstown.
Oh, nice. So
nice.
Yet another South Island trip for you, Nathan. I feel like
time in Christchurch as well. I hope you know what to do there.
I feel like Nathan is spending more time on the South Island than he's spending on the North Island. There is quite something. Laura, what are your favorite things to do between Christchurch and Queenstown?
Ooh, there's a lot of things.
Obviously, stop in Mount Cook.
I was just gonna say we were just talking about Mount Cook, so I would take the little bit of a detour up there to do the hiking trails up there, such as, although is it still closed right now, the Hooker Valley track?
No, it just reopened. It literally reopened last week. So yeah, so it closed for only about a week, and then it was reopened. So that's good.
That is a fast turnaround.
Yeah, well, they just went to evaluate the bridge, and they're like, the bridge's fine.
Okay,
that's
fine.
it.
Yeah, so no, going up to Mount Cook, there's actually more than just the Hooker Valley track. There's tons of other trails you can do over there, and just seeing all the beautiful scenery up there. Even you could do glacier heli hike.
Yeah, I was about to say it's actually the spot where my favorite glacier heli hike in New Zealand is, because you will take the helicopter and land on top of the Tasman Glacier, which is New Zealand's longest glacier, and you're right just below Mount Cook, so you get fantastic views of Mount Cook, New Zealand's tallest mountain. Sorry, from the top of the Tasman Glacier, New Zealand's longest glacier. It's pretty awesome. There's plenty of ice caves. There's really a lot of really awesome things to do there. And on top of that, the glacier is so long that quite high above in the glacier, there is some nice snowfields as well. So if you're not into doing heli hiking, you can take a ski plane, and the plane will literally land on that glacier, like right on the snow. It is quite an amazing experience.
Another, I just want to quickly mention another pit stop I do is when you're going to Omarama, just before you go through the Lindis Pass, which will take you eventually to Wanaka. Omarama has a really cool sort of little side trip. You can go to the Clay Cliffs.
Oh, that is cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, some really awesome sort of pinnacle-like scenery. It's kind of it's a little bit underrated, I think, but yeah,
I love it.
Just that's a really cool one to check out quite quickly. It is on private land, so they do sort of charge a small fee to go onto it, but it's kind of minimal.
Yeah, it's
still
fine.
worth going.
All right, so Rick says, last week I have turned 30 and my plan is to apply for my New Zealand working holiday visa a month before I'm turning 31 and leaving before I am 32. Is it possible?
Yeah, so as long you can still apply as long as you are applying while you are 30 and you are accepted.
Yeah, you
know,
need to be accepted before you turn 30. So I will not do it a month ahead. I will
Yeah.
do it a couple of months.
I mean,
just to be safe.
usually it takes a couple
Yeah.
of weeks. Oh, well, at the moment, because Immigration New Zealand are a bit slower. So
Yeah.
I would just, like Robin says, do it a little bit earlier than a month before you turn 31, just in case, just in case something goes wrong with the application or something.
And then you will have either 6 or 12 months, depending on what the length of your visa is, but you will have about 12 months to enter New Zealand. Once you enter New Zealand, then you'll have 12 months, depending on what the length of your visa is. We don't know where you're from, and some different countries have different restrictions.
Yeah.
But then you'll have the time of your visa to extend. So let's say you have a 12-month visa, you have 12 months to enter New Zealand, and once you have entered New Zealand, from the day you enter New Zealand, you got 12 months to explore and enjoy New Zealand on your working holiday visa. So your plan should be working. I just think you shouldn't give yourself too little of a of a window.
Yeah, don't leave it till the very last minute before applying. But yeah, like Robin says, your plan should in theory work as long as all the applications go smoothly.
All right, so Mooksy says, hi guys. Would it be advisable to trek the Tongariro Alpine Crossing in late October for a first-time hiker? My mother, 67 years old, and I are planning to visit, but we've never hiked a trail like that.
So by the end of October, it's definitely doable to do the Tongariro Alpine Crossing.
Great time to do it.
Yeah, that's just when the sort of season for hiking it by yourself, it just opens. So that's when, the shuttles to take you to the crossing will start going again. It's likely that actually probably not this year, but usually in other years, it's when a lot of the lakes and stuff are still under snow. So there's still usually a little bit of snow on the mountains.
That won't happen this year.
However, this year we have had much less snow than usual, so probably for this year that's not going to happen. But yeah, usually that is a good time to go, and it's a little bit quieter than later on in the year. But as for your mother being 67 years old and you haven't done a trail like that before, I mean, it's still definitely doable. There are sections where there's like steep stairs, steep climbing up hills where there's kind of loose rocks and things like that. So you do have to take your time. If you go with companies, for instance, like Active Outdoor Adventures, for older people, they actually give older people some walking sticks.
Walking
Walking
pole.
Walking poles.
That's the name of them.
Not walking sticks, but yeah, walking poles. They usually advise that older people have them, and people.
So they give walking poles to the person which is usually a little bit less fit, and they give a walking stick to the person which is the fittest, so they can hit that slow person in the. I'm joking.
So usually, like what sort of people say for advising for doing the trail is that it's definitely a doable trail. It's just make sure that you do allow for the whole day to do it. Start quite early.
Yeah, so I definitely wouldn't take one of the later starts,
Yeah.
right? Do the start at 6 a.m., right? Take it seriously. Start at 6 a.m. It's going to be fantastic, but that will also give you the time to go slowly. Also, using a shuttle company rather than try to organize everything on your own will be better, because the shuttle company keeps a tab of who's there or how long it usually takes them and everything, and they wouldn't leave you behind, and they will call services if there is something that goes wrong. So you absolutely want to do that. It is no matter what the most convenient way to do it.
Yeah.
And so you can watch our videos with the full guide of the Tongariro crossing to give you a little bit of an idea of how the hike is going. But genuinely, if you take your time, it is a fantastic hike. It's only 19.4 kilometers. It's really not the longest of all hikes that you can be doing within a day. There is going to be a couple of sections that are going to be a little bit kind of tough and everything, but if you take them slowly, you'll be absolutely fine, and you'll have a blast. Make sure that you prepare yourself very well as well. Make sure that you pack plenty of water, you have sun hats, you have all that. You're better off packing a little too much than not packing enough. But aside from that, mate, honestly, it's a fantastic hike. It is one of the most popular hike in New Zealand. It's one of the hike which has thousands and thousands of people going. Sometimes even within one day you have multiple thousands of people going there. So it's absolutely worth doing, and it is very well marked. So I don't think you will have too much of a problem as long as you take it seriously and you just follow all our tips. I feel like I'm doing PSAs every time we talk about the Tongariro crossing, but take it seriously and you'll have an absolute blast. It's a really, really cool hike.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. What does Spider-Meg having to say?
Spider-Mek says, I pick kiwi bird and a whale, but there can only be one, so kiwi bird, of course.
Wow, of course. Oh, hell yeah, I'm
course.
picking the whale instead. I should go and vote myself to offset your vote for the kiwi bird. The whale should be winning. All right. And yeah, if you don't know what Spider-Meg's talking about, by the way, we do have a poll in the live chat right now. Vote for your favorite animal in New Zealand, the thing that you're most excited to look for what you're seeing. Okay, so Nathan Baith is saying, I may take the Transalpine for Christchurch to Greymouth and then travel down the west coast toward Queenstown with stop in between. That's a fantastic way to do it as well, and you can get a rental car in Queenstown, so you literally start in Christchurch just by train and take this amazing scenic journey and then go down the west coast. I mean, Laura and I both absolutely love the west coast, you know, from the glacial lakes of Franz Joseph. Yes, you can see obviously all the glacier and everything, but there's some amazing kayaking and cruise options over there. The Hokitika Gorge, the Blue Pools of Haast, the Haast Pass that you will have to drive to go all the way there, the Mount Aspiring National Park nearby. There is so much to see, and obviously Punakaiki and all those other amazing pit stop on the west coast. So I think that's a very, very awesome idea and plan. All right, Ready to Escape says, Kia ora, are senior citizen discount common? At what age does New Zealand consider one has achieved senior citizen status? So in New Zealand, the way senior citizen discount work, from what we've understood, because you know, we are only senior citizen in heart, right? We're not physically senior citizen just yet. But yeah, so the way we figure out how that works is that I think is when you turn 65 in New Zealand, you get something called a gold card, so senior citizen gold card, and that is the gold card that unlock all the senior citizen discounts.
60 years old.
60 or 65. I think it's 65. Laura, I think it's 60, but it's somewhere around that range, right? And if somebody is from New Zealand right now and want to correct us, please correct us right now. But yeah, so let's say you turn 60, you got your gold card, and then I think it's called Super Gold or something like that. And that card is giving you all those discounts. So if you are just coming as a tourist in New Zealand, you wouldn't be able to get all those senior citizen discounts. It just wouldn't apply to you. It will only apply to people that are holder of that card. All right, so Ideal Mullah says, thank you very much for all assistance. Just one more question. I would like to know whether the following places and attractions are still open operating post-COVID. So another list. All right, let's get started. Bones and Stones Carving Studio in Hokitika.
Yes.
The Bill Richardson Transport World Museum in Invercargill.
Yep.
Puzzling World in Wanaka.
Yep.
The Waitangi Treaty Grounds and Museum.
Indeed.
And the Butterfly Forest and Butterfly Forest in Thames. No, sadly it's not operating anymore. It has closed even before COVID.
It was been closed a long time.
Yeah, it has been closed for 4 years or something. So it's been closed for a very long time. So yeah, this is the only one you won't be able to do. But so far we've given you a lot of yes, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alternatively, for Butterfly Gardens, we can recommend the one in Dunedin at the Otago Museum. They do have a sort of tropical gardens with really awesome, a really awesome butterfly garden in that museum. I don't know if Dunedin is on your agenda, but that's just another alternative recommendation.
All right, and Helen is pitching in for you, Ready to Escape, and saying that 65 for senior citizen and the gold card. It's not super gold, it's gold card, so here you go. 65, that's what Helen from England is saying. Hopefully she does some research on the internet and she just doesn't make it up. I don't know. Maybe I should double check. Maybe I should fact check this. What is Spider-Mek having to say?
Spider-Mek says, I'm planning on going on holiday this coming Christmas. Where on earth is a good place to visit? Need your help.
Where on earth?
Well, I mean, we're pretty biased over here at NZ Pocket Guide. Where
I just want to point something. Sorry, Super Gold card in New Zealand is 65th birthday, on the 65th birthday. So Helen is right.
And it is Super Gold.
Yeah.
It's not just gold.
Yeah, it's Super Gold. So I was right. It was Super Gold. Yeah, it was Super Gold. So here you go. Oh,
right.
What? Wow. Some people are going to be offended. Some people are living currently through their 7th decade.
That must be tough.
Yeah, that must be. I wouldn't want to do that. All right. What were you saying to Spider-Mek?
So where on earth is a good place to visit? So as I was saying, we're pretty biased over here at NZ Pocket Guide. We usually kind of think that New Zealand's an awesome place to visit.
I actually would suggest you go to the Cook Islands, and you may want to check out Cook Islands cookisalandspocketguide.com. But yeah, I think the Cook Islands is pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. Why not?
Yeah.
If you say New Zealand, well, I can't take the same answer than you. It's boring.
I could also say Tonga. I think they're.
Now what? How many answers do you have?
Their borders are opening or have already opened. Or
Well,
are they on
I
on
wouldn't
the
suggest Tonga. I
verge?
wouldn't suggest Tonga because they're gonna do their border reopening in stages, and so they're gonna reopen it to locals
Okay,
first
scratch
next year.
that. New
So
Zealand
yeah.
borders are fully reopened, so there you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest Tonga just yet until it has completely been sorted.
Okay,
Yeah. So yeah, it's a stage system, and so it's a bit there. But Tonga is an amazing country to visit itself. It's just we don't know when is the exact date you'll be able to travel, and that's why it's a little bit like.
Yeah.
Okay. Rafa Cat says
Good morning, Leeds.
Leeds. Christina says.
I picked whale from my account and my husband's. Looking forward to whale watching Kaikoura.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. You're gonna have a
Yeah.
blast.
Are you doing the boat or the flight? Because both are pretty awesome options.
Yeah.
But the flight was pretty amazing. I have to say.
You
Like,
get to see more. You just genuinely get
Yeah.
to see much more. Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
I feel like doing the whale watching cruise is always like the thing that people sort of have going in their mind for sure. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody start like I really want the boat, but
Yeah.
the wings of the whales is quite amazing.
It's-
It's just much more pricey, but damn, it is a
Is
really
it
cool
much
experience.
more pricey?
It is. Yeah, it's more
I was gonna
expensive.
say-
Yeah. Okay, check the price if you want.
I'd have to check the prices.
Yeah.
But I do remember pre-COVID they were about the same price.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well then you should do the plane.
But obviously the boat tour lasts longer,
Yeah.
and they also stop to sort of see other, if there's opportunity to see dolphins or albatross,
Yeah.
they'll kind of stop and do that. But in saying that, when we were doing the flight as well, they were looking for pods of dolphins to have to see from above, but they just didn't see them. So I guess they have the opportunity as well.
But at that point, if you don't have them on the plane, you don't have them on the boat because the plane and the boat call each other to tell each other where the whales are usually to kind of make sure everybody has a good experience. So. Okay, so yeah, Helen says she did her research, obviously. Natasha is here. How are you doing, Natasha? What is
Hello.
up with you? Are you watching by yourself today or is your lovely new hubby next to you? Also, Adil says...
Adil says, thank you very much. I will add that to my itinerary. You're
Nice
very
one.
welcome, Adil.
Hey, Spider-Meg says, Cook Island it is. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Boom. Here
Okay,
you
there
go.
you
Spider-Meg
go.
goes to the Cook Islands. I love that. So, yeah, check out Cook Islands Pocket Guide. And I need feedback on the site since it's such a new site that we created for you guys. Would be very much appreciated. So, yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Okay, Helen says the gold card, which is popular from form of discount in New Zealand, citizens starts at the age 65. 65 is also when New Zealanders can obtain the New Zealand Super. So this ties with recognition of standard senior age as such. Okay, so in New Zealand, you are officially old when you turn 65. You're not old if you're not 65, but damn, you're instantly turning that corner and you're an oldie. As soon as you turn 65, that's okay. It's done. You're done. You're done. 65, you're done. Go away.
Okay.
All right.
Lots of discounts.
Yeah. Christina says she's taking the boat and not the flight. So here you
for
go.
sure.
Eat your own advice, Laura.
Yeah, well.
Mooksy says, thank you for your assistance. Truly thankful for all your video. My mother and I are making a month road trip from the north to the south, beginning on the 20th of October. And it must not miss site you recommend. First, I like that name, Mooksy. So you have an award today, Mooksy. You have the best username, mate. That is pretty awesome. The best username of the week. This award has a value of...
Not much.
Here you
really.
go, value of nothing. But a random guy on the
Just
internet today.
Pride
Yes.
of, achieving such a goal.
A random guy on the internet today gave you an award, so here you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Mooksy says, Annie must not miss site you recommend for north to south beginning on the 20th of October. Well, there is a lot of them, right? So on the website, we actually do have some itineraries. If you want to kind of have a look at what it looks like, I'll show that to you in a second. No, that's not the right person. This is me. Here you go. So on the website right here, if you go on the NZ Pocket Guide right here, you can click on trip IDs and then you have 1 month trip right here. If you click there, you will have actually our pre-made itinerary because there is so many, right? There will be like 30 must see, right? And here we have your itinerary right here, depending on how you want to do it. If you want to do it budget, family, luxury, honeymoon. Don't think you're going to do honeymoon with your mother, but yeah, and foodie itinerary. And in there, for example, let's say you want to do like a let's say a foodie, let's say you want to treat yourself with some good food, so we're going to close the ads. Sorry, we've got to pay the bills. By the way, if you want to join us on Patreon, that'd be awesome. I'll talk about it shortly. So yeah, so on the page right here, you have like our day-to-day, like where we will be going. And then we literally have day one, and we explain everything, like the amount of time you're going to drive, where you should be going, where you should be staying, etc. Then day two, what you should be doing, where you should be staying, etc. And so it keeps on going like that for the entire 30 days. So again, to find this, you go on trip IDs and then 1 month trip, and then you pick which itinerary you'd like to check. And we've done those ones. We check them regularly to make sure that everything is up to date. So yeah. Check this one out, and that would be kind of the way I will kind of approach it if I wanted to know which one are all the must-dos. But if there are some specific areas where you're unsure about what you want to be doing or anything like that, then I'll be happy to kind of go over things more in details. But like throughout New Zealand, must see, well, yeah, pretty much everything. All right. Okay, so we're back on the full screen right now, and Bruno says, good evening from Brazil. Obrigado, Bruno. Thank you very much for joining us. If it's the evening, are you watching us with a nice shot of cachaça? Is that what's happening right here? Is it party time in Brazil right now, or are you actually just doing serious watching and preparing for your trip? I just kind of want to know what's the vibe, you know?
Vibe, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, so Spider-Man is going to the Cook Islands.
Natasha's talking about her hobbies, playing Elden Ring.
Oh, I still haven't played Elden Ring. I want to try it. That'd be cool. M Benji says hello.
Hello there.
And JT would like to get some recommendation on fishing charters in New Zealand.
Woo.
So there is a lot of options. New Zealand has thousands and thousands of kilometers of coastlines and hundreds of coastal towns. Each of those towns has at least one, if not 10, different fishing charters. So, Laura, what about a couple of highlights, maybe? Let's not go too nuts.
Yeah, okay. So, also you need to, think about whether you want to do, what type of fishing you want to do. There's, fishing on lakes. There's fishing on the coast. There's also river fishing. So, like, fly fishing is really popular.
Spear fishing.
Spear fishing as well is quite popular. So, yeah, fishing is a huge pastime in New Zealand. So, the thing to sort of keep in mind is like more think about what type of fishing you want to do, where you want to go do it, because actually the fishing sort of the range of fishing tours available, it changes quite often in New Zealand, because a lot of locals will run fishing charters for quite a short amount of time, then decide actually that was more work than they realised, that they actually like to do it for their
They
hobby.
start a tour because they love fishing, but then they realise, oh, it's actually a job now. I don't like it.
So it's actually quite hard to keep up with current fishing charters, but in so good fishing charters that have sort of stayed sort of really present so far in New Zealand is particularly on Lake Taupo. So Chris Jolly Outdoors is a long-running established company that have been doing fishing charters for.
So they will take you on the boat on New Zealand's largest lake,
so
and
they'll
then that's a
take
good
you
one.
rainbow trout fishing. They also do fly fishing as well if you were interested in doing that on the rivers. In the trout capital of New Zealand. So that's one sort of long-established sort of company that you could go for. There's also in Fiordland, Fiordland Adventures, I believe they're called. They do sort of cool sort of jet boating up rivers to do some fly fishing in
that's pretty
various
cool.
areas in the wilderness. So that would be, they're either called Fiordland Adventures or Fiordland Adventure Co., something like that. So yeah, they're like, a fishing company that are sort of mentioned a lot, seen again and again and again, sort of well established. But yeah, in terms of...
And now, without mentioning names, just some areas which have really fantastic charters in New Zealand includes the Coromandel, so living from the port of Whitianga. There are always a lot of charters there. As I said, like the name of the charters kind of... as Laura said, the name of charters changes quite a lot, but then you have a lot of variety, which is always pretty cool. So you can literally go and fish for crayfish. Literally, you can just go and spear fishing and do these kind of things, but you also have some really awesome fishing charters in the Northland region as well, of Pahia as well. You have a lot of really cool fishing charters, so those are like two really cool options for fishing in kind of like more like it's basically kind of the Kiwi style fishing, where the Kiwis will go for a holiday and just to go for fishing. That's where the Kiwis will take their boats to go fishing. Those are going to give you some true genuine Kiwi boat charter kind of fishing experience, and I think that may be the kind of thing that you really enjoy as well. All right. Mbenji says, we want to see that nice place.
Which nice place?
Yeah, all of New Zealand is nice. So which one
Yeah.
specifically are you looking forward to seeing? Okay, Spider-Mech is pitching in for a good place for fishing.
Yeah, so saying good place for fishing is Hen and Chicken. I've been there a few times. So Hen and Chicken are a couple of islands off the coast of Auckland. So yeah, that is definitely another option. But yeah.
So off the coast of Auckland is the Hauraki Gulf. So that,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people just see Auckland as just a sprawling big city and not really as a place where there are things to explore. But getting out of the Auckland city itself, you're still within the Auckland region and you have a lot to explore. And the Hauraki Gulf is genuinely an amazing place to explore. This is also a great place to see whales. We were talking about whale watching. They actually, and you have videos
dolphins.
of, yes, you have some videos on the channel of us actually seeing whales in just nearby, just off Auckland. There's some great hikes to do there, such as Rangitoto. There's some amazing conservation areas, such as Tiritiri Matangi Island. There's some great hiking areas, such as Great Barrier Island, even more further. But there's also a lot of really cool fishing spots, such as Hen and Chickens Island.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just see Auckland as well, like as get out of Auckland and explore the area, and you'll find some really cool places, not just the city itself.
Yeah, so yeah, fishing really can be done pretty much anywhere in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's you've got a ton of options. It's more like we say, it's just find a spot that you really want to visit and sort of determine what style of fishing you want to do.
If you are genuinely just a foodie and you literally just fish because you want to cook like a really cool cooked fish, you even have a place called Anatoki Salmon in the north of the south island of New Zealand, near Nelson, where literally you're going to be fishing for a salmon just on a big salmon farm, and then you give the salmon to the chef over there. They cook it right on the spot for you and serve it to you. We have a video of us doing that as well. So they literally, the options for fishing in New Zealand are literally endless.
Yeah, it's really is like a huge spot in New Zealand. Like we even like, you know, we know several fishermen ourselves, and they're always bringing trout to us. And like sea fishing as well.
We have so many fish.
Yeah.
We literally have the freezer full of fish.
So yeah, it's huge. It's huge. We can't emphasize that more.
All right, guys. So let me tell you quickly about a Patreon. So if you are planning a trip to New Zealand and want even more of our help, if you want us to help you with your itinerary, adding some notes and everything like that, and some people which are watching right now can attest to that. We provide a lot of support. You can join us on Patreon. It starts at only $5 a month, and you can stop anytime, and you have access to a lot of perks, such as a secret Facebook group where we post almost daily there with extra tips. We answer all your questions when you guys have specific questions. For example, some people were asking us about how to drive on roundabout, so we literally just recorded 2 videos for our Patreon, and I'm gonna put them on the post on that literally next week. People are asking us like what kind of food's available, and we do like full supermarket guide, just all those kind of things. We give you a lot more information and behind the scenes as well on the Facebook group, and you can ask us questions even when you're on your trip in New Zealand and you have last minute questions. Go nuts on that as well. Plus you'll get PDF travel guides of New Zealand and many more perks. So there's really a lot of perks to be gotten from there, and that also help us make these shows for free for everybody as well, because you know it does cost a lot of time and a lot of money to make all of this and to bring all of this to life. So we want to thank all our Patreon, which names are displayed below. They are absolutely awesome, and if you want to join them, well, do so. There is a link to our Patreon page in the description of this video, and yeah, we'd love for you to join us there, hang out with us for a couple of months, and then, you know, get on your merry way in New Zealand, and we'll give you all the support we can while you do that. All right, so let's get back to the live chat. Am I back? Yes, I am back to the live chat. Sorry, I have changed a couple of things on how I'm doing things now and where everything is, so I'm still kind of trying to find my way around, which you know, it's good. We're getting things better and everything. I'm also working on new series of video because yes, it's gonna be some new videos coming. I haven't retired. Once I'm finished with these 100 videos, though, I'm gonna take a couple of weeks break, but I'm slowly working on something, and I'll do some tests. I'll do some tests with all of you Patreons, and if it works, and we'll do it. We'll do it regularly. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. That'd be nice. All right. So what is happening this week on the channel? So we are getting back to our normal schedule, by the way, video-wise. So there is 4 more videos coming, 2 today, 2 tomorrow. And then after that, probably around Wednesday, we get back to our normal scheduling when we look back at New Zealand's biggest gap year. When we do some like kind of tips videos. We have some tips about Tongariro National Park, I think, is coming out this week. And then next week, tips about climbing in New Zealand. But in the meantime, if you do have any questions about traveling New Zealand, go nuts, put them in the live chat. We are going to go over what's the question of the day. Question of the day. Woo! Question of the day. Oh, Laura, what is
Question.
of the day? Wow. Wow, that song, people. I mean, wow, aren't you dazzled? So the question of the day right now is, what animal are you the most excited to see when in New Zealand? It's actually more of a blowout than I thought it would be. I did not think kiwi birds will get like
There's not
more
much
than
love
half
for
the vote.
Seals.
I know. Who's not voting for seals, guys?
Those
Who's...
poor sea doggos.
Yeah, I know. Like, who the hell hates sea doggos right here in the crowd? That's crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, one of the most. Oh, hello. One of the most underrated experiences.
No, one of my
besides-
favorite activities to do in New
Yeah,
Zealand.
not underrated by us. Robin really loves this. Well, we both really love this activity, but
No, I love it more.
seal swimming in Kaikoura is really incredible. And if you do have, like, you know, if you do have a bit of extra time
Yeah.
while you're in Kaikoura, perhaps to see the whales or whatever, definitely seal swimming is amazing. And
Yeah.
although you can see seals, you know, kind of quite easily in New Zealand on the coastlines, you can usually see them, you know, for free. You don't have to pay to see seals, but seeing them underwater is usually a very different experience. They're very playful. They're, you know, they're curious about you. We actually, admittedly, found that more exciting to do than dolphin swimming. I felt, you know, the dolphins were pretty smart. They outsmarted us. We were kind of, you know, we were nothing to them pretty much. They were just like, ugh, more humans coming to watch us, meh. And you could tell their disinterest. But seals, they're really like, really curious, coming really close to you. They're so cute. And actually, it's one of the sort of cheaper wildlife experiences to have in Kaikoura. So
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
only
look-
about $120, so it's,
Yeah,
it's
so
relatively cheap compared to like a lot of other things
Yeah.
that you can,
It's
you know, cannot be doing.
Definitely worth considering. So
Yeah.
just another little tip for you guys there. If you are a wildlife lover and you want to see more wildlife in New Zealand, then seal swimming's definitely a really good one to check out.
Yeah, the issue is that they're currently not operating, so hopefully they will reopen. We're thinking they're going to reopen for the summer for sure.
Yeah.
You know, like honestly, I love it. They have to.
Have to.
We need you guys to come back. So yeah, here you go. All right. What is Spider-Mac saying? That's your favorite sentence that he says or she says. I
Yeah,
think
it says,
it last
damn,
time.
Spider says, gotta go, guys. You see you in the next Pocket Guide channel. Kakite.
All right. JT says no kiwi birds in Hawaii or Alaska. That is true, but you can hardly find New Zealand fur seal anywhere else in New Zealand, though. So
Yeah, but I mean, once you've seen any type of seal, is that it? You're just like, I don't want
what
to see
is
another
wrong
seal
with
again.
you? No, I cannot disagree more. The
Yeah.
seals are so cute.
Yeah.
But again, I'm always on the side of the lowest vote. I don't know why. I'm always going for the underdog right here,
Yeah.
guys.
But I mean, yeah, it's true. Kiwi birds, you will literally not see them anywhere else in the world.
That is true,
Well,
that is
hopefully
true.
you don't. Hopefully they're not, you know, in captivity somewhere outside of New Zealand. But yeah, you're only ever going to see them in New Zealand, and even in New Zealand, they could be quite hard to see.
Yeah, they are definitely.
But we did have a whole Kiwi week going on
Yeah.
on YouTube, so you know you can always get your virtual fix and watch our recent videos about Kiwi birds and the sort of our interviews with some Kiwi rangers. Really informative stuff. So if you want to check that out, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a big failure of my project over there. I was like 100 views each video, and I was like, woo! Good job, Robin.
Yeah.
All right, so Almonds, which is one of our lovely Patreons, says, Kia ora, I will be on my way to Auckland in exactly 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
That is short. That is, you must be beaming of happiness right here. That is going to be exciting. Are you all ready? Is your bag packed yet? Is your bag all
Yeah.
packed? I mean, I know I'm packing really early usually. I mean, you guys saw that when we did our Kukan and kind of packing videos live with you on Patreon. I think that was 2 weeks before our trip. We're just packing everything, just because also we have that much to do when we travel for work. But yeah, must be exciting. Anthony Comstock says,
I went and got my NZETA. The cheapest one they tell you is like $50. 20 and 30 they don't tell you the process and fees, which makes it about $139 I had to pay per person for the NZETA. That seems a bit fishy.
that is...
And when you say you went and got your NZETA, you did just do it through the NZETA app, right?
You know the thing that we did on the video, right? Like, we show on the app and everything, right? Not... Like, if you go through a third party that will do it for you and everything, yeah, they will add some fees to, to get some money out of you. But, like, you can do it on your own. It's not $139.
No.
I mean, no, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Even Christina is saying we didn't pay that much. We did it through the app. So you just download the app. You do it through the app. It's definitely not that much at all. Can't you remember how much is the NZDT? Do you remember from the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head, but we do have
I'll
it
find
on
it
the website. Yeah, but it's...
Because it's a government fee, right? So it doesn't change. It's not like...
It's free to download the app, and then you go through the whole process on the app.
I'm just finding, so on our website we do have
we have the most recent
prices and everything.
Which, I guess this is the problem with going through third parties is, you have to do your research.
Yeah, that's why I have a big scam warning in the middle of the article.
Yeah, there was
all right.
quite a lot of
So the NZDTA is $9 through the mobile app, $12 through the website, and in person for the IVL is $35. So you basically need...
per person.
Yeah, per person. Yeah, so that's per person. So that would be 30. If you do it through the app, it's 35 plus 9, so that's going to be 44. And if you do it through the website, that'd be 35 plus 12, and that is 47.
Yeah. And that's New Zealand dollars.
That's New Zealand dollars, right? So that should be, in US dollar, that should be 30 in US dollars, something like that. That's a rough translation right here. I'm going to put the link for you in the live chat, Anthony, so you can check the...
Well, I mean, it might be too late for you now, Anthony. You've already got it, but... Yeah.
Helen says $44 for the New Zealand dollars for on the app. Yeah, so that's literally the number I just said. So Helen, we're thinking the same right here. I like it. Okay, Anthony, we need to check that a little bit. So, that's way too much.
Yeah. It says, I went online through NZETA and they charged me a processing fee for the process, to process it.
Yes, so, yeah, it should have been. So, if you do it on the website rather than doing it through the app, you pay $3 more. That's what the fee is, right? So, that's going to be $47.
And you just double check.
New Zealand.
Just double check, Anthony, when you go, go on the link that Robin's just put you on the live chat, and we do have direct links to the app, to the website. Make sure that you did go to the correct website, because otherwise, perhaps if they have charged you that much, maybe you have gone to, a different website, perhaps. Maybe it wasn't the official website from Immigration New Zealand. So just double check that. Actually, Robin's going to put it on the
So I'm putting the link.
Now.
This will be the link of the website. So this is where you will pay $47. And I don't know if you have an Android. I'm hoping you have an Android phone. I'm going to give you the app on Android right here. That's the Android store. So this is, if you download the app for free, then you do the NZDTA. That'll cost you $44. And then I'm going to give you the one from the App Store. So here you go. First link is the website, $47. Second link is Android, $44. And then third link is Apple, $44. So here you go. Yeah, and Helen is breaking down the cost. So I can quickly put the cost on screen right now. It wouldn't take too long to do that. Boom, cost on screen right here, just for everybody. This is what the cost for the NZDTA should be. I can't highlight properly, but that's what the cost should be. So $9 through the mobile app, $12 through the website form, and then $35 for the IVL, right? So it's either of the two top ones plus the last one. That is it. All right. Okay, let's go back to there. So where were we at?
Armand,
Armand, no. Adil says, no Kiwi birds anywhere else in the world. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, Bruno. What is Bruno saying?
Bruno says, thank you so much for the salutation, but I don't drink, I don't go to parties, I'm a boring person, just work, study, gym, etc. Maybe Christchurch is perfect to me.
There's actually some good parties to be had in Christchurch. And to be quite honest with you, Bruno, we're not really the party type either. It's just when I lived in Australia, I was flatting with some Brazilians, and I was hanging out with some Brazilians, and
They were quite the party people.
Yes, they were very much the party people, and they were very into their cachaça, and it's really hard in the next morning. And you know, when you're young, you try to fit. Youth mistakes.
Yes.
Okay. So Christina says she didn't pay that much. Helen was giving some prices. Armand says, packing wise, he only has the GoPro camera and lens in my suitcase for now. That's all you need.
That's a good start.
Nobody needs underwear. All you need is to be able to take some good pictures. That is it. Okay. Anthony, so Armand also says, I wonder if the 3 GB a month data plan will be enough, to be honest. I never had to consider that in France, as we get around 80 GB a month for like 12 euros. Yeah, so you obviously have to be more conservative. You watch much less videos and those kind of things. On your data, you use much more Wi-Fi. It just kind of teaches you to actually be less dependent on your phone and be more enjoying the moment, which is a really good life lesson to have. So honestly, it's not something to be to be upset about. Having a bit less internet will be absolutely fine on the go.
Like 3 gigabytes is ideal for most people. It's just make sure that when you're not using your data, you turn it off on your phone. You have to be a little bit more like aware not to have your mobile data like running all the time. And when you do get to places with Wi-Fi, just switch to Wi-Fi and connect that way. But luckily, like a lot of apps for phone apps for in New Zealand, like the Skinny app, for instance, they kind of tell you how much data you've used per like transaction, so per session. So you can get an idea of like if you were interested to see how much data you used for. Okay, I've just been browsing the internet for about 10 minutes or whatever. How much data did I use? You can usually check that up on the mobile apps. So yeah, you can sort of get an idea for that, and if you go for a flexible prepay plan, that's hard to say.
What if a Pied Piper is a Pied Piper picked a pepper with the prepay plan?
Yeah, exactly. So it's what was I saying?
Prepay plan.
Prepay plan. Yeah, so if you go for a flexible prepay plan, and you realise, that was way too much data for me, or I need more, then go for one that, go for a prepay plans that you can switch, and ones that you're not locked into for more than a month.
Okay, so Anthony says, so I got ripped. What I can say, it's too late now.
Okay.
They told me it was like 20 something plus the IVL fee. But they didn't tell me about the process until they charged. But did you go on the official website? Like, I'm really confused. Like, it's not that much more.
Who is they?
Yeah, you keep on saying they right here. Did you go on the actual immigration.govt.nz website? Because that's what the website is, right? It's nzdta.immigration.govt.nz. That's the only website where you should book your NZDTA. For everybody, like, please learn from Anthony's mistake right here. It should be through nzeta.immigration.govt.nz. That is it. That's the one place where you get it, or you get it through the app, but no other option. Because even when booking on the website, it's only about $3 more, and the only reason why it's $3 more is because it's just a little bit more of a process. A government organization, they have to justify which fee they're charging, right? They can't just arbitrarily change fees and add fees to things. They have to justify it because they are, they're the government. It's not a private company. They can just charge whatever they decide whenever they decide, and do that, right? So just want to be really clear when you say they, who you're talking about, just because, the government should not have charged you that much. It is just way too much.
And then if they have, then we need to look into it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want that to happen to anyone else ever, right? Our goal is to give the right information. That's why we have so many videos and articles about the NZDTA, right? Because everybody has to go through that, and we try to help, right? So we want to make sure that this is this is sorted.
I love a good mystery.
Yeah. Speaking of prepaid plan, actually, a service that we are starting, and I want to thank Anthony and Chad for being. Sorry, not Anthony. Christina and Chad for being our guinea pig. We are going to send to our Patreon SIM cards and SIM vouchers, so like that they're prepared even before they land in New Zealand, so you don't have to go
Very
through this
handy.
whole thing. So yeah, so we are looking into that, and yeah, I'm literally going to send it to them very shortly. Krishna says also this: you pay the IVL at the same time as you request your NZDTA, so the IVL costs 35. Yes, so the total price should be 9 plus 35, so 44, or 12 plus 35, so 47. There's no other. It could not be more than that. It couldn't be 140, right? So
And just to make it
yeah.
clear to anyone who is coming to New Zealand on a different visa.
So
who-
Armand doesn't care because he's on
Yeah.
a working holiday visa, so
Yeah,
he doesn't need it,
exactly.
for
So
instance.
if you're
Yeah.
coming on a working holiday visa, if you're coming on, if you've had to physically apply for a different type of visa, even
Yeah.
a different type of visitor visa,
Yep.
then you don't have to pay. You don't have to get the NZDTA, and the IVL cost is actually included in your visa application. So there's no extra thing that you
Yeah.
have to apply for if you have got a different type
So
of
it's,
visa.
it's only if you're from a visa waiver country. That is it. If you come to New Zealand for a holiday and you don't need a visa, that's the only time when you will need to pay that.
Christina is saying this is from the website. An NZDTA request costs 17 NZ dollars on our free app, 23 if completed online.
What now? They increased the price yet again? Oh yeah, they changed the price. We need to update that on the website. Okay, well, here you go. It's just a little bit more, but it's not much.
Yeah.
Laura,
I only just changed that like maybe last month or the month before.
I'm gonna email that to Laura. Here you go. That'll teach her.
Yeah.
That'll teach her right here. More updates to do, but so this is gonna be updating the website, Litty, while I am doing the Patreon live session. So that's
Yes.
that's going to be done quickly, guys. That's going to be done quite fast. All right, Laura, what's next on live chat? While I'm sending you an email right here.
Okay, so we've got Anthony saying the email I got said I was approved was from New Zealand ETA. That's all it says up here.
New Zealand ETA.
The email that I said was approved was from New Zealand ETA.
Anthony, if you can just copy that email address or just the email address, for example, or anything like that. If you want to give that to me on the in the Patreon group, for example, or something like that, I'll look into it. But it looks like you went through a third-party company that kind of did it for you, this very easy process, rather than doing it through the official source.
Yeah.
So that's why it sounds like. So I feel like
Yeah.
we just went through. There's a lot of websites that kind of get those kind of names, like New Zealand ETA. Well, it's not that. It's the NZDTA on immigration.govt.nz. It's not New Zealand ETA. So yeah.
Yeah. Christina says, looks like they've increased the price a bit. I
Yeah.
only paid $9, so I'm glad I applied when I did. Yeah, they must have just increased the price very recently. Because, yeah, that's something that we look up very recently ourselves. Armin says, is it theoretically possible to get regular work visa to stay longer if you're already on a working holiday visa, assuming you get a permanent job offer, of course? So yeah, there are various different ways to, like, if you are already in New Zealand on a working holiday visa, there are different sort of avenues you can take to stay longer, various visa options to stay longer. However, it is very dependent on, if your employer can organize that for you. There may be other visa options you can take. So it's something that both Robin and I did ourselves. We both arrived in New Zealand on a working holiday visa, but then to stay longer, we took the most appropriate visa that was applicable for us at the time. But like we say often on this show, if we're not, immigration advisors, so we can't give you very concrete immigration advice. It's always best to go through the official Immigration New Zealand website, which is immigration.govt.nz, to see the different visa paths that you can take, which applies to your situation. But Armand, once you're in New Zealand, and if you are with an employer that perhaps can keep you on for longer and help you perhaps with sponsorship visa, etc., then that could be an option for you. But very much depends on your circumstances once you are here. Where are we? We've got Raman saying they also increased the price of the working holiday visa significantly by the way. Inflation, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, prices are going up a little bit across the board, really. So yeah, we'll have to get that all updated on the website as well.
Well, here you go, Laura. That's something for you to do today.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just doing a test right here on like a website, which seems to be like what Anthony went on. And yeah, I'm just doing a test to see what their prices is that. So yeah, you can keep going, Laura.
Okay. So Varun Torque, you know he's still on there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. There you go.
Okay, so Varun Torque says, "Hey guys, I'm coming to Wellington for a degree course starting in February 23. How much time should I give myself to find long-term accommodation, and where do you suggest I could stay until I find it?" So we do have an article on nzpocketguide.com, which would be ideal for you. We do have our guides to cheap weekly accommodation in New Zealand, specifically to Wellington City and the Wellington region. So make sure you check that out over on nzpocketguide.com. And that just gives you a few sort of tips for how to find long-term accommodation when you first arrive in New Zealand. Well, we usually say, particularly for students or people coming on a working holiday and wanting to, you know, spend some time somewhere while they're trying to find more permanent long-term accommodation, a good idea is to actually just stay in a hostel. A lot of hostels around New Zealand offer weekly rates, so you would be staying in a dorm.
Yeah, I find it.
Okay, you would be staying in a dorm, which would make it, you know, quite cheap while you're searching for other long-term accommodation. They have weekly rates, and then that's a good place to sort of start off. And yeah, and then you can find long-term accommodation, you know, through your university. There may be halls of residence that you can stay in, but otherwise there's plenty of, you know, house shares, particularly around student towns and cities. So you can search for house shares on places like Trade Me, or even just through your university notice boards, that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely staying in a hostel when you first arrive and allowing yourself time to find, I would say a couple of weeks should be enough time on the most, but you can usually find accommodation pretty quickly. So yeah, allow yourself a couple of weeks, bear hostels in mind, just when you initially start off in Wellington.
I didn't really listen, but I second what Laura says because I was doing something else. So I'm gonna get back to myself right here with the website. So for example, I typed New Zealand ETA on Google, and I went with literally the second result, which was a website that was looking like this one, and I put some information there, so I put all random information. And yeah, they charge $119 for the ETA right here, to the NZDTA right here. So yeah, just do be aware that you should go to immigration.govt.nz. If it doesn't say immigration.govt.nz up on top, that means that you're not in the official source. If you were to go through the official source, that will cost you about half that price. So yeah, I just wanted to do some research quickly to just find those things. Yeah, so here you go. And also, you can always corroborate information with our website as well. Okay, so now we know we went down to the bottom of this, so that's pretty good. And they all try to seem as official as possible, but yeah, here we now go.
So Anthony says at the bottom of the letter it says regard.
Yep. Sorry. Anthony says so far that picture shows what I filled out. So yeah, that's the thing. Always go for the official website. Like, don't go for the non-official website, especially when it comes down to visa, because then they have all the information as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And ask us as well. Like we're here.
Yeah, feel free to ask, Anthony. We're here to support you and to help you as well.
Yeah. And on the website we only link to official sources as well. So you know you can always head to nzpocketguide.com, and we always only link to Immigration New Zealand. We never link to any other, you know, weird third-party websites that it's not official when it comes to immigration and the NZDTA. So, yeah, reach out to us, and you're one of our Patreons as well. So we're, you know, by all means, we can give you as much support as possible.
Yeah.
So Christina says, Anthony, can you try to cancel it with Visa? So yeah, that's a suggestion, I guess.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get your money back because he went through a third party, so it doesn't. Yeah, he won't be able to get it. So it's a little too late right now.
Yeah.
But Now we know.
But
now
hey,
everybody knows.
Anthony, we can all learn from your mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any positive thing to get out of it, it's like, yeah, we can learn from the mistake.
And
know
Anthony
that exists.
Anthony takes that in that to a good life lesson. He says, I know better for next time, and I've saved up enough money, so he ain't going to break me to pay it. So
cool.
here you go.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, peace of mind. That's all good. Yeah, that's great. Okay, happy times. We went down to the bottom of this. Okay, let's just wrap up this live session before we start our Patreon live session. Again, if you are supporting us on Patreon, you have an extra hour of this where we dive much more in depth into some items. We are also usually much more candid during the live session. So here you go. Last question. Question of the day. Woo! Question of the day.
The question is, what animal...
No, wow, that was a song, Laura. We were still in the middle of a song. All right, what was the question of the day, Laura?
I'm ready to say the question.
Yeah.
I'll leave the singing to you. So, what animal are you most excited to see in New Zealand? So...
By the way, I disagree so strongly with the results.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so first place, or shall we start lowest to... Yeah. No, let's start lowest. So last place we have, with 3% of the votes, seals.
What? How dare you people?
At 9%, we have penguins.
How dare you people?
People are a little bit more interested. And then we take a massive jump. In second place, we have whales at 33%. Lots of people excited to see whales. And then number one, the icon of New Zealand, at 54% of the votes, is kiwis.
Here you go. All right. People, we see you back next week at exactly the same time for another live session. If you do have another live show, sorry. If you do have any questions about traveling in New Zealand, go nuts in the comments of this video. Hit like, subscribe, all that good thing. And yeah, in the meantime, we will head to a Patreon live session while Laura leaves us with the last word of the day, which is...
Marmite.